We are 3 days away from the new year. 2026 is literally right around the corner, and so that means that this is the final meta report of the year. So go ahead and let me know what has been your favorite deck overall to play in the 2025 year, and better yet, we're actually going to dive into the best decks to play into this final days coming into it, because there has been a lot of games played over this weekend. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. So up first, none other than Mega Altaria here. There is a lot to play with here. I mean, it feels like this card is saying that it's the cream of the crop, the top of all megas, and we're going to see different variations as it continues to get stronger and better. If you want to play the standard Mega Altaria, that is going to do you well, so don't feel like that you can't do that. But if you're looking for different variations that are like hitting top notch here, right? Like, this is it. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have Greninja here with Chingling. Of course, you rare candy into your Greninja. You have your Water Shurikens to chip away. You have your 130 attack from Mega Altaria. You have Chingling to slow them down, so that way you can get into your cards between Licia and Copycat, pulling out and putting things onto your bench. Copycat for your full hand. You are, crazier not to say this, consistently getting into your Greninjas, consistently getting into your filled bench, which means you are attacking for 150, sometimes even 170 every single game. Prime board here. You have Chingling, Swablu, Froakie. You get the business there. That way you hit that 170 every turn. You hit the 170 or the Cyrus coming up. You're stopping things before they become megas and all of that jazz, because 2 Cyrus means that you're likely to draw that exactly when you need it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the strongest suits of this Mega Altaria deck. This variation here is because there is literally nowhere safe to really play, because you can stop opponents from building up before they even get the chance, because they have to play their basic out here, and that just puts them in range for a Cyrus Greninja attack here. Up next, we have this newer variation of Mega Altaria EX that's been making a lot of noise, which is like pretty cool. And by making a lot of noise, this variation of this deck has been in like the top 4 across the weekend here, which has like been pretty sweet to see as well. So that's been pretty cool. And this Frou is kind of like the star of the show here. So its ability for a coat allows you to take -20 damage from attacks. It has an HP of 70. However, in the early game, right, like if we like look at opposing decks that we have here, so like this Chingling doesn't do any damage to it. If we go back to it, right, Froakie doesn't do any damage to it. It doesn't. I believe the Water Shuriken might be able to be safe, but this does say from attack, so I gotta test that myself as well. If you know, let me know down in the comments. But because of that, you are taking away -20. You are saving yourself away from a lot of the basic attacks, and then being able to put the pressure by hitting them for 30 for just 1 energy. So not a lot of energy to commit here. And quite frankly, this is the only mon that needs the energy outside of Mega Altaria, so that's totally fine to get going as well too. You can always also pitch one of your energies here to the Swablu if you have the Mega Altaria in hand, because you do have the X speed. It has 1 retreat cost. So folks are trying to find ways to continue to be innovative. The Ellie Kid here does 30 to your opponent's bench Pokemon as well too, so that is colorless here, right, or no energy. It does have 30, right, so it's not like Jirachi, which just has 50. It is another baby. It is 30, but it requires no energy, so you can focus on just building this up. And then from there, you're just ramping up your bench here, right? Like by this point that you have this Frou is taking less damage, you're chipping away. You have your Mega Altaria ready to go, and then you just start attacking. And that's just the name of this game here. Slow build, slow little metal wall here. Chip away when you need to, because it only costs us like very low to the ground in terms of energy commitment. Then you can have your folks here and go from there. The Sing could be interesting, and Sing is always an interesting choice here. I really do like the fact that you can still win a game off of a 50-50 if you need to, by hoping that your opponent stays asleep while you're still trying to find for that second Mega as well. But this combination here, this core right here, I feel like Mega Altaria is always going through different dance partners, and this is the newest one, and I'm just continuously interested to see how this continues to climb up. Then we go on to Magnezone, Mega Absol, and Darkrai EX. This is finding its own core here because the Magnezone doesn't lose its energy. So once it has its 3, it's committed. And so you can continue to Volt Charge up into the Mirror Shard, and that's fine. So that way you can chip away with your Darkrai, or you can attach the Mega Absol, or you can get to your Magnezone early and then ping with your Darkrai. So for the fact that you're not losing energy and the defending Pokemon has to flip a coin in order to see if their attack is going to go through, folks have been using this Magnezone a lot more, which is kind of insane to think that it's not even like a split. I think the extra HP, the consistency of 90 damage, it makes it even that much more flexible of putting the Magnezone into any kind of energy, which is why it is really thriving into a dark energy hungry deck, right? Like Darkrai wants all of the energy, Mega Absol wants to get set up here. So being able to have that with a powerful backer here, right? Like you have to still get through 300 HP in order for you to then go through another 140 or 170 at that point. Even with the Claybot here, being able to draw through your deck to ensure that you're getting this Magneton feels really, really good in terms of trying to keep up with the consistency there. So overall, these 3 or these 6 plus Clemont, really strong package to fit into things. And like the Darkrai Mega Absol absolutely loves having tankers out, so that way they can continue to either build up here and attack when ready with Mega Absol, or just continue to chip away at whatever they're doing, adding that extra energy, extra 20 damage to your opponent's active spot. Then to the flip side, here is where the 1-1 split comes in, but you have your Magnezone Oricorio. This is still a very strong deck, but now they got to introduce your Magnemite, which packs that extra powerful punch. Regardless if it's 50 HP, that 30 damage for what energy is really strong into either your Magnezone with the Mirror Shot or your Thunder Blast for the 110. Clemont here, once again, you only need one of them, but just to ensure that you get your Magneton ready to go. Copycat here, just to ensure that you get everything else. You see the Megas, you see the X's, Oricorio just is there, and if they don't have an answer for you, you auto win. And that's really just kind of what it comes down to. Even with folks trying to chip away or poison or burn, you have Pokemon Center Lady, you have the Giant Cape in terms of extending life here. So that is like a pretty nice. You kind of want to reserve one of these for probably your Magnezone, but one of them for your Oricorio, just to get that extra oomph or extra health out of the Oricorio that your opponent's trying to get rid of through status and everything else. Then, I mean, this deck isn't going away, y'all. This deck is not going away. Out of one of the tournaments that I saw, out of their top 10, it was like 7 of these decks were Suicune Greninja. It was either 6 or 7. And 6, 7, okay, I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I'm sorry. But like, this deck is not going away. It has been this since the last season with the Indeedee inclusion and the Greninja EX inclusion. And it hasn't looked back here. I think now you play around with the idea of either 2 Greninja and 1 Greninja EX, or 2 Greninja EX and 1 Greninja. But this is the highest winning deck profile so far out of the weekend. So folks are kind of really leaning in towards the double Greninjas here. But typically what you'll see is just like Suicune, Greninja, Greninja EX, and Indeedee EX. So regardless of 2 or 1, really mixed there. But I think having this option come up quicker allows you to do some Cyrus shenanigans. It allows you to clear the Oricorio quicker as well too. So there's a lot of room there. But of course, the shifting stream is just so good. Being able to have that free retreat go into 100 set damage no matter what. You control the board because of Suicune EX. They don't want to play into it. They have to deal with 100 damage. You still get the heal from Irida and Indeedee EX. It's a very strong deck. And until the next set, like, it's going to stay a very strong deck. So we're going to continue to see how far up it can go. I will say, like, we're seeing these versions of decks, right? Like this Mega Altaria, this other Mega Altaria, right? Like the Magnezones. Like, these are are doing work against that deck, but like a very stable consistency in terms of decks here that you're like looking to do and like either rank up or continue to go into tournaments with, like this is it. Then in terms of like, we just saw like consistency, here you go. And this is all about high rolling. This is all about hitting my dino. I got rare candy. I'm going to Hydreigon. I'm attacking. I'm winning. And that's what it is. That's literally what it is. And I get to be cute with it because I got my Indeedee EX here, who's going to give me plus 20 for HP each time. So even if I take that 30 damage from its ability Roar in Unison and grabbing that extra 2 dark energy, I can say, actually, you know what? I'm only going to lose 10 HP, and that's huge. Losing 10 HP per turn versus losing 30 HP per turn makes a whole lot of difference. It makes a whole lot of difference here. So that is a very strong combination, and the reason why this deck still does really good is because you can't beat up in straws, right? Like, your best straws here are like Suicune, and I get to go into Greninja next turn. My best draw takes out your Suicune in 2. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like that's what's happening here, right? And if you try to run away, I Cyrus you back up here. Your best draw, you know, on your second turn is going into Magneton, which gets obliterated, right? Your Oricorio doesn't stop me here. Your second turn goes into Mega Altaria EX, but your piece here is only 130. With the healing, I can still get my HP up and attack you. Now you're at 40. I Cyrus you back up for my second one. So as you can see, your best draws with this deck beats out the other decks as well. So if you get to do that every turn, which we know that this is a game where you do have to draw the right cards, then that's where I feel like the balance for this deck is, right? Like, if you were able to control your cards whenever you got them, whenever you needed them, like, this is the only deck that you'd ever play. But RNG definitely balance things out. And while you have your highs, your lows means that, like, if you can't get your cards, you can't really get going. You don't want your Mega Absol EX here, excuse me about the cough, to be your leading attacker. Even though you have Indeedee EX healing, 170 HP is still kind of frail, especially for a mon that will end the game once this is done. So 2 strong attackers here, great finisher here in terms of disruption, even mid-game as well too. After this takes out a knockout, just to ensure that nothing else can take you out with like Cyruses or Reds and all that other stuff is really fun. Then this one was interesting because it's a Chingling, and then it's like, let's do it. And I'm like, okay. It is like Bulbasaur, Quick Grow Extract into Synthesis, into Quick Grow Extract, into Mega Venusaur EX, into Lyra, into do it again. Like, it's just saying, hey, I'm too thick. I am too fat for you to deal with me. You're not going to wake up. This year I'm gonna take, because you're not gonna wake up, I'm taking you out in 2. I'm gonna Sabrina, you won't be able to retreat. You can't get through my 3 heals, my Lilies and my Erica. So like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm a thick boy with my heavy helmet. What are you gonna do to me? And that's pretty much what you have to answer when you see this. You have to be able to take out the Ivysaur before it gets to this Mega Venusaur. You see the Synthesis ramping up. You want to hit it with a red card. You want to hit it with the Mars. You just don't want to let them get into this because it is hard, right? 240 with the heavy helmet, taking that minus 20 damage each turn with the heals puts you in a really tough spot. So seeing this is like pretty interesting that like there's no really other supporting cast. You're kind of like going all in on the Mega Venusaur EX line, and I'm kind of interested to see if this was just kind of like a 1 week where like they did well, or is Mega Venusaur going to pop off again the following week. And then last but not least, we've seen Mega Charizard Y, Moltres EX. You flip your coins, you get your Mega Charizard Y, you attack. And the name of the game is to get heads, and that's just all it is. You get heads, you win, right? Like, you are able to power up your Moltres EX in order to attack with the Ignition here. You can chip away at 70, which is fun. You don't really need to, but you can threaten things, so that way once this is ramped up, you can just start attaching once per turn. You can use a flame patch to get rid of, like once this goes away, then you can ramp up into the 250. So really, all you need here is just to get a couple of heads, get your cards, and then go in from there. Like the double May here, instead of like, you know, double copycat, is like, hey, I know that I have this. I just need one of these. I just need my Mega Charizard Y. I just need one. So as long as I can have that, attack for 250, I Lily up the next following turn, attack for that 250 again, I win the game. And that's what this is. All this is. Get your heads, get your Charizard, get your Lily, and you win. So let me know, folks, which ones of these decks are you most interested in trying out if you haven't already. And if you've already playing one of these, which one feels the best into the meta right now. As always, y'all, if you enjoy the vibes of the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, the notification bell button so you don't miss out on a thing. Catch you on the next one. Peace.